We want to welcome everybody here and Happy New Year. Firstly, to our great friend, Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul, who's joined us. Kathy, great to have you here. The Chairman of the Erie County Democratic Committee, Jeremy Zellner. The great Mayor of the City of Buffalo, Honorable Byron Brown. City Controller, Mark Schroeder. Members of the Erie County Legislature, including Peter Savage, Tom Longren, and Patrick Burke. New York State Senator Tim Kennedy. Newly sworn in Supervisor of the Town of Tonawanda, Joe Eminger. President of the New York Area Labor Federation, Rich Lipsitz. And the many friends of Mark Poloncarz, party officials, and friends of labor. We are here to recognize and to swear in for a second term Mark Poloncarz. Mark has been an extraordinary leader in Buffalo and Western New York. He's not only presiding over the great growth economically and in terms of life quality of this community, he's helping to lead it. Mark was a practicing attorney, a controller for this county, and now its leader as Erie County Executive. His dad was a steel worker in Lackawanna, in the mills that built the tanks and bombs that helped this nation win wars and free the world. His mom, Janice, was a nurse at Mercy Hospital. They provided Mark with a basis from which he would go about his life as a practicing attorney, as a public official, with a sense of vision, with a sense of purpose, with a sense of accomplishment. And these are the things that we recognize today. As controller, Mark has insisted, on behalf of all of us, a sense of transparency, a sense of accountability, which we all want in government, regardless of our party. He has led us in times of unexpected crisis and has pulled us through in very difficult times. He has done an extraordinary job, and we are expecting good and great things from him moving forward. It's a great time to be part of the City of Buffalo and the County of Erie and the region of Western New York. For the first time in a long time, some 4 decades, the population of young Western New York is increasing, not decreasing. The fastest growing neighborhood in Western New York is downtown Buffalo. Last year, there were more construction starts, a measure of progress, economic progress in a community in Western New York than there was in any other area of the country. Mark has been a major part of this. He is a member of the Erie Canal Harbor Development Corporation. He leads the Erie County Industrial Development Agency, which has fueled the rise of this great community. So I'm just pleased to be here. And we give thanks for many things today on this day. First and foremost to Mark for the great work that he has done, and the great work that he will continue to do, only on behalf of the people and the community that he loves. We give thanks to all of our elected officials who are here today, who too take a pledge to the people who elected them to continue to provide good service and sustain the great growth this community has experienced. And we give, finally, thanks to a good and generous nation. A good and generous nation that makes this day and all of our days possible. So for the Pledge of Allegiance, let me introduce to you Felice Krysia from the Erie County Veterans Service Office.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Felice, and with the assist from County Chairman Jeremy Zellner. I failed to mention, I apologize, County Legislator Barbara Miller-Williams, who is also here to join us. Now with the invocation, Councilmember David Rivera, pastor of Hope Restoration Church.
Thank you very much, Congressman. First, I'd like to thank Mark Poloncarz for allowing me the opportunity to share in this very important day along with your family and friends that are here today. Let us bow our heads. Most gracious and eternal God, we gather here today to recognize and inaugurate a true leader in Mark Poloncarz. This community is grateful for his actions, his policies, his vision, and his honesty. I know that you have created all that we see around us, that you created even the land we stand on here in Old County Hall, and that this world you created, you call a very few to serve the public, not to be politicians, but to be real public servants. Christ showed us that real leadership comes through service, not by dictating orders, but by being there for our neighbors. The man that we here honor today is a man of service. He truly serves the residents of this county with confidence, but also with humility, with pensive consideration, but also with swift determination, with an eye on our future, but all the while remembering where we collectively come from. For the few that you call to publicly serve, even fewer live up to the challenges. In Mark Poloncarz, we have seen the man that can stand up to the giants for his constituents. A man that can stand up to the worst storms, both figuratively and literally, for his constituents. A man that stands up to a man who stands against those who would take advantage of the public money and worst public trust for his constituents. 4 years ago, we came together and swore in Mark Poloncarz because voters said, we don't believe that government is the enemy, but instead it is the engine that must lead our region forward. In November of 2015, we came together from the west side to West Seneca, from Sardinia to South Buffalo, old, young, with those that had much and those that had less, to re-elect Mark Poloncarz overwhelmingly, because by your grace we know that he is the leader you have called to guide us in the future. Today we swear in this county executive. One, because he delivered on his word over 4 years. And two, because Erie County voters believed what I believe and what everyone here believes, which is the best is yet to come. And that the calling you have placed over this man is not yet complete, and that he is the leader that will move this county into continued prosperity. I thank you, God. Amen, and God bless.
Now to administer the oath of office, the Honorable Dennis Ward, New York State Supreme Court Justice.
We'll have Mr. and Mrs. Poloncarz and Jen Sturgeon will be holding the Bible, family Bible.
I think I know this by now.
Those are the welcoming remarks. Go on. They give me the welcoming remarks. I do solemnly swear that I, Mark Poloncarz,
I do solemnly swear that I, Mark Charles Poloncarz,
will support the Constitution of the United States
will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
of Erie County Executive
of Erie County Executive
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. family because 10 years ago I was sworn in as Erie County Controller. And while our family has changed since then, my grandparents aren't here, and they were here, just over there 10 years ago. I do appreciate everyone coming here today on a very snowy day, and a day that Mother Nature said, I'm going to get back at you for having a very, very quiet winter. But that's okay, we persevere here in Western New York. Good afternoon, and thank you all for being here, and truthfully I wish everyone a Happy New Year. Today is a day in which we reaffirm the progress we have made these past 4 years, but also start a new chapter. A fresh page in our history to build the best Erie County that we know it can be. While we are well on our way to reaching our destination, there is more work still to be done. Today is a day to look forward to the future, but also to be grateful to the past and for the hard work of many to help me get to this point that I am here today. Before I go further to talk about where I hope we will continue to go as a community with the support of everyone, there are individuals that I have to thank for giving me the privilege to once again serve as your county executive. First off, thank you, Congressman Higgins, for not only the great work that you do in our community every day here in Western New York and in Washington, D.C., but truthfully for agreeing to MC this. We are a better community because of having you in public service, so thank you for being here today. Thank you to Justice Dennis Ward, my friend, as well as his wife Rochelle, Justice, for administering the oath, as well as for the friendship and advice that you've given me over the years. Thank you. To Councilmember David Rivera, thank you for those very thoughtful words of invocation, and truthfully what you do every day to build a better Buffalo for all of us. To Felice Kreitzer from our Veteran Service Office, thank you for administering the oath. We truthfully do take seriously our oath of working on behalf of the people of Erie County and pledge of allegiance, and I do appreciate the work that you do and the others do in the Veteran Service Office. To my parents, Charles and Janice, thank you for all that you've done on my behalf over the years. To my brother Rob, my sister-in-law Lynn, my nephews Ryan and Zachary, for all of you, my entire family, especially my parents, thank you for what you've done to support me, been my staunchest advocates throughout the years. I know that everything I am and truthfully everything I stand for is a representative of my family, and I would not be here today without your support over the years, and I know that working together as a family, we created the principles, as Congressman Higgins said, that helps me to stand up for what I believe in as county executive. And truthfully, that means a lot to me, so thank you for all that you've done over the years. To Jennifer Sturgeon and her daughter Valerie, thank you for being here today, especially Jennifer for your support of this past year, your love, for being a sounding board, and for also the counsel that you've given me, though I do have to admit I don't always listen to it all the time. But I do appreciate the counsel that you do give. I know I'm a better man for having you in my life, and I love you. Thank you. Thank you to my friend Jeremy Zellner, the chairman, for your support over the years, as well as our past chairman and our current commissioner of the Board of Elections, Len Lenahan, for all that you've done over the years to support me. The work that I've been able to do over the last 4 years as county executive would not happen without the support of the individuals behind the scenes who were there for me. And I do appreciate all that you've done on behalf of the Democratic Party. I also appreciate all the hard work and support of the members of my volunteer team, as well as the people from the Democratic Party, the Working Families Party, and the Women's Equality Party who supported me these past months as we went through this re-election. This is not just a victory for myself, this is a victory for the principles that we stand for. And I'm here today because of the principles of the Democratic Party and how truthfully what we stand for as Democrats, Working Families Party, and Women's Equality Party members means to this community. So thank you for your support. To my friends in government, starting with our great Lieutenant Governor Kathleen Hochul, our Mayor Byron Brown, my friends in the Erie County Legislature, of which we have a number of them here today, as well as my partners in government. I'm very pleased that we have a number of partners in government from other governments here. You do not do it on your own. You need to work with partners who create a better community on behalf of all. So on behalf of myself, I want to thank you for the support that you've offered me, but truthfully just as much to thank you for the work that you're doing on behalf of the people of this community. Because, as I've said, no one does it alone. And we have a tremendously great team across the board, from our friends in state government, including State Senator Tim Kennedy, to all my partners in Erie County Legislature and so forth. This does not happen on its own, the work that we've seen in this community over the last few years. And I really appreciate your friendship, and working together, we are creating a better community. So thank you. And finally, a thank you to my bosses. I do have bosses, 925,000 bosses, the people of Erie County, which I'm grateful to say over the last few years is growing. For the first time in decades, it's growing and heading upwards. For giving me an honor to serve as your county executive. And truthfully, it is an honor and a privilege, but it is more than that. If I think of it solely as a privilege, I'm doing a disservice to the people who elected me, because it is a great responsibility that's been bestowed upon me as county executive to represent and move this community forward. So I thank you for the opportunity to have this privilege, to have this responsibility. As I said in this room 10 years ago when I first took the oath as controller, and I said 4 years ago when I took the oath as county executive, I will work very hard for you, and I will not let you down. 4 years ago, we, the people, took back our government and restored it to its rightful purpose to serve the needs and create a better life for our citizens. We proved you can run a responsible government in a progressive manner, meeting the needs of our community while maintaining fiscal discipline. Along the way, we accomplished much, from rebuilding our economy, slashing our county's unemployment rate nearly in half, to settling all the then outstanding county labor contracts in a fair manner, which truthfully will result in more than $130 million in savings in the long run for people in Erie County. I want to thank my partners in Erie County government, the employees of Erie County government, for negotiating in a fair manner and something that benefits all. We've worked together to do so much on behalf of this community. We now have the highest credit rating that Erie County has had in more than a decade. But these results would mean nothing if we did it solely by just slashing government, thereby reducing the ability of our people to ensure that their own health, welfare, and quality of life continues. We did not do that. Instead of doing that, we invested in our parks, our libraries, our burgeoning arts and cultural scene, just like we increased investments in our health and our public works departments. During the past 4 years, we opened a brand new health clinic, the Erie County Health Mall, in one of the poorest neighborhoods in our region, showing it can be a success and which is now a model for urban healthcare delivery for the entire nation. We invested more in our roads and bridges during the past 4 years than previous administration, and showed that government would be there in the time of need of the community when we battled winter storm after winter storm after winter storm. And today, the Department of Highways is out there again dealing with another winter storm. We showed how government can be a positive force in people's lives, creating a better tomorrow for all by using the tools of our government to grow our economy and ensure everyone benefits from the growth. We were the first major community in our state to implement strong policies at our Industrial Development Agency to end the era of every business thinking they were entitled to a tax break, and replacing it with responsible policies ensuring companies deliver on their promises. Moreover, we demand that companies pay their taxes to qualify for a tax break. How novel an idea is that? And treat their female employees the same as their male employees. Now, some criticized our efforts, saying it would hurt our economy. But folks, all you have to do is look around to see where the truth is. Today, our economy is the strongest it has been in decades. Thousands upon thousands of new jobs have been created. And now, truthfully, through the passage of state law that Governor Cuomo signed into law last week, our IDA's tax recapture policy will be the norm for every other industrial development agency across New York State. We are setting the tone for the future of our entire state. Yet, our job is not done. We must build on these policies to ensure the promises for tomorrow are not devoid of substance. We must continue the fight to ensure that our community, all the people in our community, not just the select few, benefit from this economic turnaround. This includes guaranteeing that those that live in a community where great investment is flourishing are not shut out from the jobs that are created there. We will continue to work with our partners in government and the private sector to grow our economy in a responsible manner that benefits all. We will continue to implement the plans that my administration released during my first term, which has returned county government to its rightful purpose as a key participant in the development of this region. Furthermore, we must continue to ensure that our government is there for its people in their time of need. Now is the time of action, to give those at the lowest rung of the societal ladder the tools they need to climb higher and provide for their families. The promise of America, the promise of our community, has always been that anyone, regardless of their skin color, their sex, their religion, their national origin, or other characteristic, can succeed. That is why we must not let the glory of this promise ring hollow. We cannot let this incredible new Erie County just benefit the select few. We can and we will lift all boats as Erie County's tide rises. That is why my administration will not only continue to implement our Health and Human Services Plan, initiatives for a stronger community, to address the causes of poverty, but we will go even further than before to create a better and more just society for all. We will demand a better and more expansive transportation system to ensure those at the greatest risk of being left behind are not left at the curb. And the needs of our community, including reducing the transportation congestion that exists because of uninhibited sprawl, are truly addressed. We will demand, just like we demanded, a clean water supply through the passage of one of the first microbead bans in our community, our state, which is now, and will be soon, the law of the United States. We will strengthen our resolve to provide a better, safer housing system so that children no longer live in homes with decades of lead paint contamination that is slowly killing them. We will continue to take the lead to address the scourge that is the opiate epidemic. Heroin and other opiate-based drugs are affecting every region of our county, just like they're affecting every region of our country. And these drugs are non-discriminatory in nature. It does not matter what your economic status is or your skin color. Opiate-based drugs are destroying lives, and all of us in our community must work together to stop it. And Erie County government will continue to take the lead in that effort. Right, Doc? We will embrace the diversity of our community by building bridges with others, especially our growing immigrant and refugee populations, instead of building walls to separate us. Erie County is a more populous, better, and stronger community because of the recent immigrants who have settled here. Using the tools we introduced last year, including our New Americans Advisory Council, we will capitalize on their growth to unleash the full potential of our newest neighbors, which will then, of course, build a better, stronger community for the rest of us. We have laid a strong foundation for a better, more vibrant community during the past 4 years, but now is not the time to rest. There are still people in need in our community, and we cannot let them down. While I know accomplishing all of this is never easy, and won't be easy, working together we will succeed because that's what government is at its core. An embodiment of its people, the manifestation of our better angels, and the united will of all leading the community forward when others cannot or simply will not. Today, we do more than just celebrate a new term. We rededicate ourselves to the very idea of what our county, our community can be. If we continue to walk together down this path of progressive, compassionate, yet responsible government, we will achieve heights we could not have even imagined 4 years ago. And so, from each of you, I ask as you leave here today, let us begin again with a renewed spirit of cooperation and purpose to create the best Erie County that I know and we all know it can be. Thank you. Happy New Year. May God bless the United States of America. And may God bless our great Erie County. Thanks, everyone.